All right. Well, our next question, Jim, sent in via Twitter using the hashtag CornyDriveThru from Grant Cameron. What are your opinions regarding this?
From New Zealand?
It does not specify here. But what are your opinions regarding this? And what he sent is a link to a TMZ article. Nikki Bella says Ronda's WWE debut was a slap in the face to female wrestlers. Have you heard about this controversy?
Oh, God. Please tell me more of what Mildred Burke had to say.
Nikki Bella says she was pissed WWE decided to introduce Ronda Rousey on the night of a historic all-women's event, calling the move, quote, a bit of a slap in the face to the female wrestlers that came before her.
Oh, my God.
Of course, WWE hosted its inaugural ladies-only Royal Rumble in January 2018 with 30 wrestlers, including Nikki, duking it out for an hour straight. After the Rumble, Rowdy Ronda Rousey came out of the tunnel for the first time ever and pointed to a WrestleMania sign hanging in the rafters. The moment was supposed to tease Ronda's wrestling debut, which went down at Mania in April 2018. But Nikki felt the move essentially stole the thunder from the history-making Rumble. While Bella says she has no beef with Ronda, she explained her frustrations in the Bella twins' new book, Incomparable. Quote, it was nothing against Ronda. It is thrilling that she is at WWE. But it was such a bit of a slap in the face to all the historic women wrestlers who had come out for the match, the main event, only to have that moment upstaged by the Ronda announcement. Nikki says she planned to retire after the historic event due to a neck injury, and it sucked to have her grand finale overshadowed by a UFC superstar. Quote, it just didn't need to happen like that, Nikki says in her book.
Oh, good God.
And then she ended up, says here, canceling her plans after the Rumble and went on to retire later that year after losing to Rousey in a championship match for the women's belt. And she said that her last match was epic and career justifying. And that night was worth breaking my neck for. But what do you think about the idea that Nikki Bella...
Lord. No, okay, for one thing, if it was Beth Phoenix or Natty Neidhart or Sarah Del Rey, who never even got to wrestle for them, they hired her as a trainer because she was such a good worker. They hired her to train the other women, but she can't wrestle for them. Or somebody else that may hold some water, but Nikki fucking Bella. Let's be the Bella twins. Let's be honest. They were two attractive twins that got signed because they were attractive, taught to fucking wrestle, paid to go to school to wrestle, wrestled for a few years for the biggest company in the world where they were protected and put over a variety of fucking actual legitimate women wrestlers who wanted to be wrestlers on their own and got good enough to then go and get signed by the WWE. And now they're famous for taking semi-naked pictures themselves when they're pregnant, which is, I'm sorry, just a horrible visual that I don't need to be subjected to. Any pregnancies, whether you're male or female or whatever, you're pregnant, cover that shit up. It looks painful, and I don't fucking like it. But that's why we're not talking about Mildred Burke here. And I fucking got on Ronda Rousey because she then turned around and said, yeah, well, I like playing with my friends, but these fucking fans, a bunch of fake fights, blah, blah, blah. She's a fucking idiot, apparently. And then people said she was working. Well, once she said fake fights, no, she ain't working no more. Now she's just a piece of shit. She can say all she wants to about the other girls. Don't say fake fights. Incomparable. I just looked this up in the dictionary. Being such that comparison is impossible. Beyond comparison. You're standing next to somebody that's identical to you in every way. The one fucking word that a twins book should not be titled is incomparable. Nevertheless, somebody else should have made those statements. And no, it wasn't stealing thunder from fucking the women's movement. I want to have a movement every time I hear about the women's movement in wrestling. It was building up a fucking major star from another sport to come in and fucking challenge the top girl at WrestleMania to do business. It's the same thing as when you introduce any other fucking guy as a surprise after the main event title match is over with. Oh my God, look, it's here. He's so-and-so. He's here. He'll be the next challenger. That's fucking wrestling. I wouldn't expect either of the Bella twins to know this because since they've never been in the fucking wrestling business, they've only been in the WWE business. You would think one of them's married to Daniel Bryan. He could smarten her up.
And you know who their mom married, right?
Oh, I heard that their mother, the Bella twins' mother, married Johnny Ace.
That's right.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. It'd be great. That sentiment would be great, even though misplaced in that instance. But I could understand David Schultz was not happy about Mr. T being brought in, being the main event at WrestleMania, taking a spot away from a wrestler. Ronda Rousey was different, as we've talked about. She could handle it. It wasn't Mr. T, a complete bullshit celebrity who couldn't fight at all, being put in a main event over one of the boys. It was somebody who actually could fucking fight from another sport. I put Rousey in the same category with Tyson, not in the same category as Jay Leno in a wrestling match. And to build fucking business for the future. What she said afterwards when she's on her farm with her goats or whatever, and she didn't want to come back to wrestling, so she calls it fake fights. That's something they should have got hot about. But once again, the Bellas would be the last ones to get hot about that, because when you think of great female wrestlers through the years, how long would you have to be thinking before you thought of the Bellas? A while.